Hey y'all, it is May the 5th, 2018. I got a Bella. It's right there riding shotgun. Hey y'all, I thought I would talk to you about something pretty dang quick if I could in the middle of the day. I've been told that a lot of people are experiencing terribly good weather out there, and that's very nice. So are we, and it seems like that's happening all over the place. Alright, so I expect everybody to be experiencing that currently. But I wanted to drop in, remind y'all that should be doing a live stream later, uh, about 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. I don't know, I'm not sure. But look out for it if you want to be a part of it and stuff like that. Alright. I wanted to make a quick video in the interim. Because sometimes it's like you think about something that you want to talk about, and you're like, oh man, maybe I'll talk about it in a few hours, so I'm going to make a video. But it's like, dude, I can't even wait. Sometimes I can't even wait. Sometimes it really can't wait. And, of course, we're going to talk about it more in the live stream, certainly. But we did have to talk about it right now, just a little bit right now. Just to break it down, to start to dissect what's going on. And the thing is, I understand. I completely understand. There's a lot of people who put across the sentiment that they're tired. They're very tired of even hearing about Kanye West and stuff. And it's like, I really don't blame them. They probably heard about him a lot, more than likely. I've been hearing about him a lot too, and I can see how people would get saturated with it and wouldn't care for it. But the thing is, I gotta say, in my analysis, when studying upon the internet and things, what people are saying, you have to talk about Kanye West. And the only way for you to not talk about Kanye West is if you were to literally go out of your way to not talk about Kanye West. There's no three ways about it. All right, you're going to bring it up irregardless. Even if it's just in passing or in jest, you're going to say something about Kanye West right now. And that scoop-de-whoop-de-whoop song, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that probably a little bit. But I want to talk about Kanye West. I've been mentioning in my analysis from seeing some of the stuff that he's been doing. He's been doing a lot of stuff recently, a lot. He's been going on places and talking about things. He's really been doing some stuff, making some moves. And I've mentioned to people before, it's like, dude, honestly, I mean, especially from the Charlamagne interview, which I would definitely recommend for anybody to watch. It's a very classy interview done by Charlamagne and done on Kanye West. He put up on his YouTube channel recently, and it's like an hour and 45 minutes or something like that. It's a long interview, but it's done very classy. It's very picturesque. Reminded me kind of like of Belly back in the day when everything is very picturesque. But it was a very classy interview. Right? And it's a lot of words are said. A lot of words are said. And I've told people, even if you pretend like you don't know English and you don't listen to the words, if you just listen to, the rhythm in which he speaks, like the way his voice sounds and stuff like that, it's very intriguing. It's very interesting, right? It's extremely interesting. So, but then you go ahead and dive into the words, and the words are actually pretty crucial. Let's think about it. Just real briefly, I'd like to say, in this kind of a game that we're playing, the message is way more important than the messenger, and it's always going to be more important. The message. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to dive a little bit further into that, but right now, the message is being delivered by Kanye West, and it's undeniable. I'm not saying the messenger is a perfect person. The messenger is not claiming to be a perfect person. All right? But what we're saying is this is some real ass truth, basically. Kanye West dropping. Here's the thing about it. Most people who love the television or just anything, it's not even about the television anymore, to be honest with you. Being spoon-fed information. People who love being spoon-fed information, they love it. They eat it up like Thanksgiving Day dinner. And they just eat it up and gobble it up. And with such delight, they wear bibs and stuff. These people, they take it and spoon-fed information. Here's what happens. They get played a 5-second clip. The 5-second clip either has Kanye saying, "Scoop diddy poop, scoop poop." And they're like, "What the hell? This crazy bastard." And then, or the 5-second clip says, "Oh, you know what? 400 years of slavery was a choice, dog. Get over it." Or they heard that 5-second clip. They heard various 5-second clips and think to themselves, "Oh my gosh, Kanye West, he's a monster. He lost it." All right, but that's the trick and the trap that they've been setting and playing for quite some time. They've been doing this. I mean, it's very formulaic. They've been doing it for quite some time, in which they show you a 5-second clip, say, "Hey, look, this person needs to get locked up, and now we're going to talk about him for about 30 minutes." Meanwhile, this person like me, and like I said, this goes beyond television because you can see this on the internet. This person like me says, "No, actually, I want to hear everything that Kanye West just said right now. I want to hear all of it. I want to hang out with them for an hour and a half in this picturesque place where he's hanging out with Charlamagne and doing all sort of, he's like just dropping in on TMZ and stuff." It's like, wow. I want to witness this whole entire scene play out. And that is the difference. Because some people want to be shown like 5-second clips. They want to be shown a 5-second clip so that they have somebody to hate. Because there's hate that exists in them and those people. All right, so regardless, they need somewhere to direct their hate because they have it. And that's kind of something that, like to discuss on this channel because we talk about the tribulation. Stuff like this, you know what I'm saying? It is very serious. But at the same time, we can have peace, we can have contentment and success, and all the whole rest. I mean, it's really in the palm of our hand. When you think about it, this is the kind of message that Kanye West happens to be currently sending. Now, could be a publicity stunt, certainly, and by all means, it is. It is, because he's going to have an album come out, and he's going to sell a crazy amount of records. You just watch. All right? He's going to sell a crazy amount of records. And so technically it could be, but at the same time, he's delivering a message quite powerful. Meanwhile, you have a lot of people with hate in their hearts, and they'll show you 5-second clips, and they'll say, look at this 5-second clip, and he nuts, and now we're going to talk about him. Like I said, for an hour and a half, we're just going to talk about him with hatred in our hearts. But meanwhile, I have to admit that Kanye West is talking about, although he's not articulating himself the most perfectly, neither am I. I don't know how to. Neither do other people. They don't articulate perfectly. Donald Trump is pretty damn well close. He's pretty dang close at articulating the shit out of himself, right? But a lot of people can't do it. Kanye can't do it. I can't do it. God bless us for trying. The thing is, Kanye West, he's been saying a lot of powerful words. A lot of people are being told not to listen. They're being told, no, you don't listen to the words. But however, you listen to all the words and try and soak them in and try and make sense of them, you'll find that Kanye is talking about all sort of things that they don't want him to be talking about. Basically, he's talking about taking race relations and just squashing it and just forgetting about it and just everybody getting money and having success and peace in their life. All sort of stuff in particular that comes to mind, a meme that's come across this here channel is, I forget what the heck I was thinking about. Kanye West, he was talking about all sort of stuff. Yeah, he was talking about forgiveness and the power of forgiveness. That's the thing about it. And that's something that you already know. We've talked about this a lot here on this channel in various degrees, especially with the Kate and Nicole thing, just to bring that up. The power of forgiveness, because there's a lot of power in forgiveness. Right? He's touched on that. He's touched on having success in the future by thinking about your present. And you know what? Forget about the past. You're a new person. You're an individual, and you can think however you want. We're all going to disagree on stuff. That is going to happen, irregardless, because we're not perfect. All right? However, we can all be individuals. We can all start from today. We can all experience the power of forgiveness. We can all overcome the past and make a bright, shiny future. Stuff like this all throughout the tribulation, and we could do it. All right? Thing is, I want to compare this situation, if you will. I know a lot of people wouldn't tend to want to understand, but I want to compare this situation, if you will, of Kanye West. And you see 5-second clips of him, all right? Say, oh, he's gone nuts. Need to lock him up. Oh, we hate in our hearts, and we're never going to let it go. And you look at Kanye West and think, oh man, he's a terrible hater of people. His free speech is hurting everybody. We need to lock him up and stuff. But on the other end of the coin, you have Kanye West. If you watch this whole entire conversation, you realize, well, this person might not be right about everything. In fact, he's probably spitting gibberish on a lot of stuff. But however, he's an individual. And he seems to have a lot of calm and peace about him. He seems to have a lot of success. He seems to be able to communicate with anybody he comes across. He seems to, have a genuine vibe of just wanting to love on people. It's what it seems like, all right? Maybe, perhaps it's drug influence. Who knows what drugs is? Drugs is everything. If you think about it, Kanye West seems to have a very calming way about him right now, and also a message of success and peace for everybody, all right? In which we realize, slavery is something that happened, and dang it, we're done with it. We don't even want to be a part of that. We really don't even want to be a part of that. Kanye West is spitting all sort of mad truths in and around things that we may or may not agree with, all right? But notice how it's reminiscent of probably back in the day. And I said a lot of people wouldn't like this comparison, but back in the day, Jesus would go around and have all sort of articulate conversations with all sort of people, any kind of people, just talk to them for hours and hours on end. Right? And then at the end of the day, you'd hear people talking about all this and that about Jesus, and especially those people who you know what I'm saying, they didn't really like free speech and stuff. They didn't really care for that sort of thing, so they would tell stories on Jesus and try to make him seem all sort of different kind of ways. And they would try to spread rumors about Jesus. You have to understand that they spread rumors about Jesus, and they were like, "Oh man, we don't like his free speech. We don't like how he's speaking all freely and stuff. We can't have it, right? So we're going to tell stories about him behind his back. We're going to say, oh, Jesus said this, Jesus said that, and we're going to tell stories about him and talk about how crazy he is, because you know what? We can't handle this. We can't handle the message that he's releasing." You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you can understand that this happened. It's like, dude, people were like, we don't like the message at all that Jesus given, so we're going to call him a crazy nutballs person. We're going to spread rumors about him. We're going to say he's like trying to kill everybody and stuff like this, and we just can't have him, cannot afford him. And we're going to talk mad crazy behind his back. You know why? Because we got hate in our hearts. And the thing is, fast forward 2018 years later, it's the same damn thing. We're going to talk all day about this guy. We're not going to tell you about what he said, but we're going to tell you it's disgusting, and we're going to tell you you have hate in your hearts, and that's going to bring you peace and success and contentment one day, but it never will. It really never will. The thing is, peace, contentment, success, that all dwells within you. All right, believe it or not. And it's your choice. You can have it right now. You can only have it today. You can only have it right now. You can't have it tomorrow. That's what I've been saying. Kanye West has been saying whatever he's been saying, a lot of things. And you can only have it right now. You can have it right now. All right, it is yours. Power of forgiveness. Really, really wonderful power. It'll get you to start thinking about everybody like you love everybody. You might say, well, what about the people who do bad things? I don't know, put them in the ground. But the thing is, I love these people. All right. But however, put them in the ground if they do some stuff that we really can't afford, because people have been doing this stuff for a long time. And I'm not a fan of it. I'm not really entertained by it. All right. I wish all this stuff, this criminal stuff that we can't afford, that they keep doing behind the scenes, I wish it would put an end to it. I love these people irregardless, but you know what I'm saying? We got to put an end to what we have to put an end to. The thing is, doesn't mean I don't love everybody. Because I do. You might say, well, what about all these people you talk bad about? I love them enough to talk bad about them. All right, but that's part of my free speech and stuff like this. The message is way more important than the messenger, and it always will be. All right? Because whose message come from? I don't know if you understand. Jesus Christ. All right, but the thing is, that's what Kanye's been preaching for a long time. A lot of people will say, oh, this and that. about what Kanye's done has been kind of like sacrilegious and stuff like this. But the thing is, at the end of the day, nobody is perfect at all. Nobody is perfect. The choice that you make is whether or not you will represent for Jesus, even though you do not have to, even though that's not exactly encouraged in the popular music scene. For you to talk about Jesus, it never has been encouraged. All right? That's like a fringe group. It's always been a fringe group. Kanye said, you know what? I'm talking about Jesus, and I'm going to continue to talk about Jesus, bringing up his name, bringing up his message. It's a message that cannot be stopped and will not be stopped. We're all up in the tribulation. I'm going to have to holler at y'all a little bit later. But that is kind of the divide in which some people want 5-second clips to get their hate out of their hearts, but they'll never get the hate out. And some people want to see the entire conversation and break it down. And whether we agree or disagree, know that there's power in free speech. There's power in forgiveness. There's power in talking to each other like we're actually civilized human beings instead of damn dirty savage barbarians. All right. So it's May the 5th, 2018. I'll holler at y'all later, hopefully about a little bit of live stream, and I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.